Hi, hello, mabuhay. Welcome back to another episode of Krista's Curiosity, and today is a NFFTY special. And if you don't know what NFFTY is the National Film Festival for Talented Youth. We are currently doing day 3. Alex and I, my unpaid editor and friend.
I like how you have to emphasize
Yes,
friend at the end too.
We just came from a block of watching morning medleys, and we did a review of morning medleys last year, but that episode never got to see the day of the light.
Whoa.
But it's okay because we are doing a redo, and it's better because we have so much to yap about.
Yes.
And I can't get over how good the block that we did yesterday about a lot of queer LGBTQ focused stories and shorts.
Yes.
And yeah, I will let Alex talk too because I yap a lot.
Yeah, it was very LGBTQ heavy and centric. There was a lot of
So good.
It was a lot of tension. There was a lot of intense feelings throughout these films as well. And yesterday was definitely something to look forward. But since we're already past yesterday, maybe like next time they'll actually be able to see some of these, because these films were really, really directed and created very intricately. I would say.
Yeah. The one we watched yesterday was Growing Through It, which was the 115 Uptown 2 at SIFF here on Seattle Center campus. And then what's it called? We also, the first block we watched was Experience Points 11:15 a.m. And I mean, both of them touched on really sensitive topics that I feel like our world is trying to suppress. But I mean, that's what's beautiful about film and art, that joy and laughter is an act of resistance, and how we can create something out of pain and laugh at it and enjoy it with community is such a powerful thing. And I feel like that's the feeling I always get when I go to a theater, especially for NFFTY, because a lot of people are more like-minded like us, and they can appreciate the thought and the hard work and the sweat that all these probably unpaid creatives are creating and working their asses off for.
Yes. I would say I really appreciate and respect NFFTY because it's not only created by youth artists, but it was also created
They're
by
17 and younger.
Created by a lot of diverse backgrounds as well, whether they're queer, whether they're racially they're Black, Asian, and I would say I think you would agree with me that it's not just national, it's also international as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of international.
A lot of people, not just from the US, but also from Germany, from Taiwan. Yeah. And just like they said, Krista said as well, Experience Point on that Friday was an absolute it was a lot of, it hit close to home in many different ways. You can relate to some of these films and felt like, okay, I kind of get this. I need to talk about this, because you would tell me you would not see this shit in Hollywood, right? No, because it's Hollywood. It's all marketed. It's all budget. It's all literally created for a quote unquote commercialization purposes.
Yeah,
and it's not as fully explored. And that's the reason why I appreciate NFFTY, because it's created by youth artists that have the free range capacity to actually express all of these and touch on the sensitive topics that I feel like people around the world need to experience the uncomfortableness.
And I also feel like because they are broke and they're probably on no budget, they're even more eager to be let me show what I can do then without a budget. It's a lot. But I feel like there's a lot of hunger that you can feel through each of the films, because they're doing their best while not on a budget, and they're probably doing this within a week. When I interviewed Sophia, the animator, yesterday, she was saying how she had to make her film within a week, and that was her first assignment coming back from summer break of 3 months of not doing shit. And she was I had to, it's I had to grind and everything. So it's there's a more respectable grind for these creative youth. But to recap, Experience Points yesterday was Who are you when no one is watching? And what is it that you want? It's time to gaze into the mirror with this collection of personal and intimate shorts. Light a candle, bust out your trusty journal, and prepare for a journey of self-reflection and discovery. Ready or not, change is coming. Yeah. And I think Alex and I were talking about how we liked Shallow and Pansy. And they stood out the most because there's a lot of like tension within the characters and the relationships, but I think more so in Pansies, like there was like violence, and it's like an accurate like depiction of what a quote unquote like
masculinity. Pansies was, or at least when I saw the film, it really focused a lot on the side of the southern and more redneck hillbilly type of archetype, you know? And when watching that film, like it does make sense that many conservative mindsets would not be as open, or wouldn't be open in general, to the idea of queerness and just being gay in general, right?
And they'll try to destroy it.
And especially like I think in one scene, like there was a lot of passionate kissing, right?
Yeah.
But I think what stuck out to me is that the mechanic in that film pointed out earrings and
all that gay shit.
Quote unquote, wearing earrings as a man would most likely just get you backlash.
Yeah.
And I actually want to think that it felt very old period, or like probably 1980s or 90s.
Probably because
like,
there was a flip phone.
Yeah, it was a flip phone. It was some very like, it felt kind of like you're watching a piece of like old like style film, you know? But this is where I actually want to turn into Shallow, actually.
Yeah.
Shallow had frat boy-esque energy in a way. It was college student level energy.
It was contemporary too, so more modern.
And what I love about Shallow is that it really gave the home life at the end, you know? Like in the middle of the film, like both of the guys felt a little bit uncomfortable, but
you know there's something there.
There's something there.
Yeah, there's something there.
And once they drove back to one of the boys' homes, literally the boy went back into his house. His father forcefully grabbed him in.
Yeah, it looked like he was gonna get a beating
out of it, either because he stayed late or it could be something else entirely, you know. And by the end of the film, near the end of the film, both of them decided to comfort each other at the end, but
it's only an imagination. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this is like a happy ending. And like this shit never happens for like toxic BLs. But then it was just all in his imagination of like, this is what I could do, but I'm not going to because I'm just not going to.
Yes.
And then they both fall asleep, and it was just like, oh, okay.
It felt so symbolic because it really just emphasized that quote unquote men should hide their feelings and just like not let themselves cry it out. And that just makes it even heart-wrenching, you know?
I know. I'm telling you, like it was a lot of like pulling on the heartstrings. And I liked how you talked about like it was Shallow first and then Pansy. So it's like we got like a modern take of like this is like a weird like situationship between like two contemporary like young men, but then we go back to like the 1980s and a redneck state, and it's Pansies, and like it's like definitely much more restrictive and like conservative, and like you just feel the vibes of like you can see how it was harder to try to be gay back then. I mean, it still is, but back then it was like it
was more harsher. And I would say also just by the titles themselves. Pansies felt that's a very old derogatory slur, right? An old term, right? And then Shallow felt like it from itself, like it's literally shallow. Like it's literally treading on the surface for... especially with how I feel about it, young men as well feel like they are very shallow with their emotions. They could go into a more deeper and more like comforting
but they don't
want
to be a pansy.
They don't want to be pansy.
They don't want to be a pansy, Alex.
Yeah. And before we go into the more other stuff, because there's a lot to talk about, Jizho, for example, I could understand in many ways that one doesn't like their appearance as well. And in this film specifically, a female that has more of a masculine appearance, right?
Hates her like hair.
Hates her hair, and I really like it that she was kind of struggling, even like, but as well. I think she already knew about her own sexuality and like what she wants.
Oh, there was a scene in that film where she asks her girl who's a friend, like, will you be my girlfriend? And then the girl is just laughing, and then she eats like the bread that they were like talking with each other, and then it was just that longing stare of like, no, I actually want you to be my girlfriend. Yeah,
I mean, it was like, it actually kind of like turned a bit of a happy ending, but it could extend further if the storyline kept going.
But it's a short film.
But yeah, by the end of the film, though, her mother accepted or at least tried to accept who she was. And then by the end, I think they came to the conclusion that, let me take a photo of what you are now and something you like, you know? Yeah. But I feel like those three films hit on the queer side heavily. But if we keep going forward,
for growing through it is growth spurts can be painful, but don't let puberty become your purgatory. Join us as we navigate a rocky road of decisions on the journey to adulthood. There's no map to maturity. And guys, I have been talking about Walk on Water since I got out of the theaters yesterday.
I'm gonna let you talk your shit for a little bit longer.
Because basically it's the premise of a runner and a swimmer discover an old revolver around a lake as they battle with their identity during the summer they go off to college. And dude, it like, I was telling Alex this, but the girl behind us, props to her, because she was saying all the comments we wanted to say. She was like, this is a BL.
This is BL.
And then like they didn't kiss. Yeah, they didn't kiss though, but she was like, they should kiss right now. But yeah, I don't like, there's a lot, like I wish I could rewatch it and like analyze to give a better like opinion on everything, but I think basically everything I like about this is because it reminds me a lot of the Summer Hikaru Died, which is like a manga and also like an anime, but also like that mirrored tension. Like, I don't know, like they're not in a like what were you thinking setting wise?
I would say they are, it is still modern.
Yeah, it's modern.
It's modern, and it doesn't feel like it's conservative in a way as well.
It's like progressive.
Yeah, it's like it has progressive themings, right?
Yes,
but it's just that the old generation in that film.
Yes, the runner's parents. Yeah. There's a scene where they're like yelling at him in Chinese, and you don't need subtitles because they purposely didn't include subtitles because you can kind of see how they're being homophobic towards the swimmer friend, because it's like, why, like, because his name keeps being mentioned in their like lecture to him, and I think basically it's like, why are you always like hanging out with him? Like, you know, like that's
I think I want to comment as well. I think there was this one scene in that film where they were lying on each other, like one of them were lying on each other.
And then the dad
saw them.
Yeah, the
in
dad
the
saw
background,
them.
and then they brought he like one of the characters like brought it up, like, how did you know this? How did you like see this? And
but then he tries to brush it off of just like, no, that's just like my friend, like we're nothing more, but you can kind of see that he's trying to convince himself of that. But his parents are like, no, like there's something wrong with my son because you like boys. Yeah, it was definitely giving those vibes.
It was a very interesting. It was such a good film.
It was.
It felt like an Asian drama, just like going like literally going out. If there was an actual, like, I think you both and me could agree, like if there was a book or a manga,
I would read it.
We would read
I
it.
would read it. I would wait weekly for it to get updated because it felt so
like
unfinished.
If this was like on like a webtoon or something like that, then absolutely I would.
Because it just can't end with like the runner going away and then the swimmer just watching the car drive. I'm like, you're not gonna run after the car. You're not gonna go swim to him. Like,
it really felt really emotional, especially with the shot in the dark scene. You know, I thought that it was a
I thought he was gonna kill himself.
Suicide implied like scene, but good thing that in that scene as well, the swimmer ran up to him and stopped him.
I know. I think I was like, oh my god.
But I would compare this in a way that there is a higher suicide rate when it comes to queer youth as well.
Yeah, of course.
Because if no one can accept me, then what's the point?
Yeah.
It makes so much sense as well because mental health is really important. And this does not help with the parents berating this queer youth, dude.
So that's why, like, basically they find a gun in the, like, water or in the river stream, right?
Yeah.
And I think the swimmer, like, hit it, right? But then, like, the runner went to go get the gun back.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why he starts shooting it in the dark to release his, like, pent-up anger of, like, well, like, I'm about to go off to college, but like the boy, my best friend who I might or might not be in love with is not about to be with me because I think he didn't make it to state and the swimmer did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in both different athletic fields. So I'm pretty sure that's going to put a strain on their, what could have been.
Yes.
And yeah, like I think that was such a vulnerable moment where the swimmer knows that it was the runner making those like gunshots at night, and he confirmed it when he was like literally sprinting towards him, and he was like, "Hey, I got you, like just like relax, like we'll get through it." But then it cuts to the scene where like the swimmer or the runner is like gonna go away, and I was like, what happened in between?
It could have been such a if this wasn't a short film, it could have been such a good long film, I will say. The direction that it was going with, actually, like, it could have been a good, like, full feature movie, you know? I feel like we're being a little bit of, like, blue balled on that, like, situation.
Yes. I really want to interview you, Christopher Zhao.
Christopher.
Please.
I feel like both of them.
Yes, both of them.
Both of them.
Yes, both of them.
I'd say with Walk on Water, there is that message of what being colored and being queer, but also like it's also implied as well. It's also implied. It's the same situation with some of these other like queer films. Pansies, though, that I think that was a little bit was very obvious that it was queer. But Shallow, I actually think like Shallow and Walk on Water had the implications to it. It's just really much into interpretation.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Yes. I just thought it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to interview you guys.
Yes. I think if we're going to a more lighter heart though, Try This On was also such a like
and Hillboy
and
oh
Try
my
This
god
On. Okay, Hillboy definitely had the implications. All right, you can either take it into like best friend energy or
very lighthearted love.
Yeah, and then Try This On was definitely queer. It was obviously queer film. But
and the director was saying, or the people who made it, I think you already left, but that's when they were saying how like, you know, I just want to make queer love stories and just have them be stupid and in love just as much as any other romantic hetero straight couple can go through. And basically Try This On is like, it's like this like lesbian couple, or they're going on a date and they steal things from a thrift store to try to impress each other.
Yes.
But I think it wasn't more so on their identity, but more so on the like, I really want to impress you and I want you to like me back because I like you so much. And it had that message more than like, oh, like I like her because she's a girl.
It was the line of just like, I like risk takers.
Yes.
And it's just that spiral.
Yeah, that's spiral.
But if you just think about it though, even if it was a queer film, it was still a story about love.
Yeah.
It was a story about love at its core.
Yeah.
And
but me and you can see it that way.
Yeah. It like on the surface level, I feel like some people would think, oh, it's just two females like being gay or queer. But
it was just a story about love, guys.
And at the end of the day, though, it was a story about love. I mean, I've done stupid things. I'm not gonna say that I did or do steal, but sometimes it's just like it's fun to like just be with like a certain partner at that time, just literally having fun and just living your life at the scene, right? And that, I think, Try This On definitely encapsulates that just stupid love. It was just pure love at that point too. Yeah. Then we get to move on. Makes me
believe love is real, guys.
Oh, I wish. I look up to the sky.
Oh, I wish. But I don't really have much to say about Morning Medley. I think I kind of yapped a lot about like Walk on Water. I need to rewatch that, and then maybe I'll do like a solo like recap because
it was just that good.
It was just. Again, I would love to interview you guys.
I like to glaze. Yes. I think the Morning Medley was definitely a very like, it was all over the place, but it makes sense though. It was like Saturday morning cartoons, you know. And I think the two animated or one of the animated films, Bittersweet. Yeah.
That one was cute.
Bittersweet just has the grandpa looking at the photos and memories and him running a ice cream shop when kids were rowdy, you know. And in that film as well, it's like a little girl came in, paid for ice cream, accidentally drops her ice cream, and then grandpa blew his fuse off, and
she comes back though with the flower
to make him feel better, and got herself free ice cream. It was a very
wholesome.
It was a bittersweet ending. Yeah. But betrayal though.
Talk about AI. This Muppet uses ChatGPT.
I let the camera.
The 6'7". Yeah. Well, no, because like his whole essay that it
was due tonight.
Yeah, it was due 11:59 p.m. and it was like he wanted to make it about why 6'7" is the greatest joke ever. And then
like, okay, you're not seeing this right now, but Moss behind the scenes is shaking his head right now. He is disapproving this content.
No, but it was funny though, because then the character gets justice because when he submits it's failure 100% AI. And know? It was like, yeah, don't be using shit like that.
I like the intensity of just CHAT, and then it was like ChatGPT.
I was like, is this where I think it's going?
But this is definitely like I feel like this is just a call, and I think any college kid would definitely notice that. Please don't use AI.
Do not use AI.
Please just, at least.
If I haven't made it clear in my Sophia episode with Sophia Holland, get that shit out of here.
Just have time management and just actually do the work.
It's important to have critical thinking skills, guys.
It's also the fact that writing helps with critical thinking in general too. It boosts that
and
system.
Reflecting.
Yes.
All the things that you should do as a human, and not let a fucking robot do.
Yes.
That's like killing and polluting our environment.
We don't want to have any inactive brain activity, you know.
Yes.
And I think that was a very. It was I think that was the most funniest one. It got a lot of laughs in that crowd too.
Yeah.
Because I would also say that it's also because it was the most recent in terms of like trend and stuff like that. That it makes it relatable in a way. As much as I want to steer clear of it in the big 2026, but I just keep going back to it every time I see that number. I'm just very much like
you have to
going insane.
You have to say it. Did you want to talk about Kids Who Dance?
Oh my god, I love that. Okay, so as I am a dancer at heart, and I myself is also doing my own docu-series. I'm gonna shamelessly plug that. But well, I always say this to myself is that dance is very much a universal thing. It has, or at least I would say it has to be accessible for anyone of any background. And Kids Who Dance looked into the backstories of these youth with disabilities, but found a ease of access through a program that allowed them to do at their own capacity to at least dance. And that's what I liked with that film. I actually had a few like tears coming out of that film because it not only made me happy as a dancer, but it also just made me happy that was possible for anyone to dance, even if it doesn't look like it per se, right? As long as you're feeling the melody, feeling the beats, and then moving your body around, at least you are opening yourself to that exposure and that environment. And that's what I really loved about that film. It was everything that I liked about that. I hope that even if I do my docuseries as well, I get to see many different people of different backgrounds, you know?
Yeah.
Right? But on the other subject though, Death Finds Life.
That one was very ironic.
It was. There were so many funny ass deaths, right?
Very pun intended.
Pun intended deaths. I think the thing is that there was a scene where Death picks up the guitar, like a rock star guitar, and my first thought could have been this guy could have been playing death metal. but I think I'm starting to yap too much myself. Is there any noteworthy stuff from Morning Medley?
I think for me, Morning Medley, I said this to Alex and Moss behind off camera, sorry. I like the Morning Medleys from last year. I feel like maybe it's just because maybe if I watched this yesterday, it would stick on my mind more. But I think just the films from yesterday are still like, they're just like living rent free in my head.
Yes.
Like, yeah. But I thought the animations were more like multimedia use. Like, not only did they use like 2D and 3D, but they actually used like IRL objects and incorporated it. I thought the Upright Hustle with like jazz implementations was really like interesting because it was also the only film in black and white too. And I have been like growing more as a jazz fan, so I think I just love music in general, so like that one was like interesting. Illumination was also interesting too because it helped the father of the young daughter recapture his spark again. And I feel like that's something as an adult that I'm kind of going through right now. Just like I kind of have to remember why I'm doing the things I'm doing artistically, even if like I'm like burnt out or like
very tired
and like, you know, we're all underpaid. Like I just wish the world
or something
was more.
We're not even paid at all.
Yeah. Okay. I just wish the world was much more nicer to creatives because yesterday Sophia Uy, the animator, was also saying like, I wish there was a full-time job for just making short films. And I was like, wow, like that's real.
Yep.
That's so real. But yeah, I think Alex, do you have anything else left to say?
I guess again though, like with short films and especially like with creatives on the YouTube platform as well, it's just the fear of AI, the growing presence of AI and stuff. But I think we're also about to wrap up soon as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go Nifty. Go Alex.
Make sure to watch the films going
Walk
forward.
on Water.
Walk on Water was also
I really love that one.
Please let us interview both of them.
Yes.
I know you're all in New Jersey, but please.
We can do it Zoom. We are very accessible here. Yes. Okay. Stay tuned.